Hello everybody, it's Fuji here. I'm here to teach you about my clothing generators that I have for both the counselors and the scouts on Camp Astrid. I have gotten a lot of DMs from people asking, "Oh, Fuji, can you make this?" Or like, "I don't know how, it's scary." And I'm frankly getting kind of sick of it. So I'm going to make this video to tell everybody how to use the PDN generators that I have so graciously provided to each of these factions. So let's get into it. The first thing you want to do is the PDN file is what these things are presented as in these Discord servers. So what a PDN file is it's a file of it's an image file, but it can have layers. So it can have a bunch of different images inside of it. So it can technically be infinitely large. Um, And they're really good for photo editing, for creating customs. I use them all the time. Any clothing creator uses paint.net, any hardline creator at least. Aside from the weird ones that are on different operating systems, and I'll get into that. But for our intents and purposes, paint.net. You want to go to paint.net. You can just type in paint.net. It used to not be that way. It used to bring you to some weird third website, but now it works. So once you're on paint.net, you want to go to download, and this is the one you want. You want the download.pdn here. Do not get the paid for well, you can get the Microsoft one, but it's paid. I don't know why you would want to do this when these two are exactly the same. I use this one and I create beautiful creations with the free version. So download the free version. Do not be afraid. I've downloaded this multiple times on multiple computers. There's not been a single virus on any single one. Just make sure that you click the right download buttons. So, like, if I'm going to download it right now, this is the button you want to press. Don't press any of these. These are ads. They want you to click them. Click it here. Free download now. Other than that, you should not get a virus from it. Um, I already have it downloaded, so I'm not going to download it again. But just if it flags it as a virus, just tell it to ignore it. It's not. It's fine. So once you have it downloaded, get it initialized, give it the permissions it needs to work on the computer, and start it up. So I have Paint.net open right here, and yeah, it's basically a really nice um, Paint, Microsoft Paint. So yeah. So next we're going to come on over here to where I posted my uniforms. And these .pdns, these are the generators, so, or makers. So I have these downloaded already. So I'm going to open these in my downloads. Open them with that. You can just find them in your download folder. Forgive these horrifying things. These look better uh, with all the with the transparency. But so once you have them opened in paint.net, you're going to want to ignore that. You're going to want to make sure that you take a look on the right hand side here where there are these boxes called layers. It's F7 to enable and disable this little box. And you can resize it or whatnot. I'm just going to keep it here. But on the left, you'll see on these layers, there's a little blue check mark. And clicking that will make it appear or make it disappear. And so that's how we're going to use this thing. So first, read the README. Please ensure that the proper kerchief goes with the proper collar size. Collar and sleeves are separate to ensure the maximum amount of customizability. Do not, under any circumstances, use a kerchief that does not correspond to your rank. Ignore this last part. I'm not doing that. I am not doing that anymore. Oh yeah, and if you sell it, I will DMCA you, so don't do that. This is kind of outdated. The only way that this is decal clothing is actually supported now. So I will show you how to do that. All right, so and then just disable those. You don't need those. Those are just for you. So let's scroll down here. So the shirt colors, this is the main body of the shirt. And let's see what kind of color we want. Let's get an open color. Beige, you can have, that should be green, but green or closed collars, whatever floats your boat. And what kind of shirts do we want? Let's go with, you can get rolled, short, long. Let's go with rolled. And we have, do we want a sash? Yes. Make sure you get the one, if you have an open collar, make sure you click sash open color. This just looks weird. Yeah. So there. There, in the server, there are different badges you can grab. And actually, let's do that. You can grab some of these. So what you want to do for this is copy the image. You can copy these images however you want. So just, and let's just add a new layer and then paste them. And let's just grab 3 of these. I don't know what they are, but I'm going to Control X, delete that layer, just add a new layer again, and Control V, paste them on there so I can isolate them. And let's just put them here. Yeah. And you can go over there. Yeah, so what I'm using is the select tool that selects an area and the move tool. That's all you kind of really need to know for now. So let's ignore that. So the kerchief, that's the most important part. That's my favorite part. Open collar. Let's say we're a medium rank. Yeah, let's be a medium rank. That covers one of the things, but I don't care because this is just a thing to show you. Okay, that's good. Now let's go to the bottom maker. I've already read this and that. What kind of pants do I want? Let's have some shorts. Yeah, good old shorts. What kind of shoes do we want? How about some red Converse? And once we go down here, the socks. Gotta have the elf socks. One thing that I did with these socks is I've removed the background so you can kind of just move them up and down whatever you want. So the way to do that is you can either click and drag it, make sure you select all, Control A, and you can press the up and down arrows to kind of move the socks to where you want them. Let's make this guy a dork and give him high socks. Yeah. All right. So we have our customs here. What we want to do now, make sure we flatten them. So you go to Image, Flatten. There. There's a shortcut for this too, which is Control Shift F. Make sure you don't press Control Shift G. That will make everything black and white like that. Don't do that. All right, so we have our flat images. This is what we want to export. So to export this, we save as. And let's call this Test Scout 2. Make sure you save it as a PNG because that means it's a flat one-dimensional file, two-dimensional file. So save it as a PNG. Okay, and do the same for this. Control Shift S to save as. Um, that's the shortcut. You don't have to use a shortcut. Test Scout 2. I put that minus so we can tell which is the bottom and which is the top. So yeah. So those are exported. Great, awesome. We can leave paint.net now, and we can go to Roblox. So what you want to go to is Create, go to Creations, Development Items, and Decals. I've already uploaded some Scout shirts, but let's go find our Test Scout 2, upload you, buddy, and upload the pants as well. Upload them as decals. You used to have to upload them as clothing, but since Roblox wants to charge us 80 Robux, we're not doing that. So we have decal clothing, which is actually the only option of clothing supported on Camp Astrid. Um, one note, I forgot to mention this earlier. I'll mention it at the end. Um, so let's join Camp Astrid. Let's just join a free play server. Now let's make our own. Let's make our own little free play server to customize and have fun and yada yada yada. There we go. That's joining up. Going to skip loading. All right, we're here in Camp Astrid. So we go to customize. To get these decals, you go back to the decal development items, decal page, and you go here, copy asset ID. Go to style, and you can paste those in, just like that. Easy. I'm showing you this in a very slow way. No, this takes 2 minutes maximum if you know what you're doing, you're going at the pace that I intended for you. So yeah, we have our clothing here. All decal, no Robux required. It's completely free. Nothing dangerous, nothing scary. Paint.net is actually quite. It does not look user friendly, but it is. Now, some of you might be asking, and I was going to get to this earlier. What if I'm not on Windows? Paint.net only works on Windows. If you're on Mac, in the announcement I said you're shit out of luck, but that's not true. For Mac, there is this program called Pinta, pinta-project.com, and you can download it. I believe this should work. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it should. And if you're on mobile, God forbid, you can. I believe I've heard people use Ibis Paint X. So those all should work. So yeah, that is how to work the Scout uniform. It also works for the counselor shirts as well. It's just that those have different parts. But it's all the same idea, all the same principle. So you have nothing to be afraid of, and I hope that people stop messaging me about the easiest thing to do ever, because they are too scared to even step out of their comfort zone and learn something new. And that sounds very hostile. I don't mean it like that. I hope everybody can enjoy my clothing, and yeah, hopefully you can learn a little bit about Paint.net. I am always open to helping people learn about Paint.net. Maybe. I don't know about that. I should not have said that. But yeah, let me know if you have any more questions, but I believe this video should have covered everything. And enjoy, have fun. W LARPs.